Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. I'm sure, like most people who are viewing this video, you and I are joined in one thought when it comes to bullying, and that is that it is an awful thing. There is no place for bullying. If you have a difference of opinion, fine, express your difference. But do not bully people. And it's even worse when the bully has a position of authority. The person being harmed cannot just simply walk away. Their livelihood may depend on it. And that is what we find with this particularly nasty piece of work. His name is Frank McAveety. He is a Labour councillor on Glasgow City Council. He is an obnoxious man. He is a disgusting piece of human filth. We're going to take a look at him and we're going to show some of the things that he's done to show why is he bullying people when it's quite obvious what an awful human being he is. And we are going to eviscerate him, although what will come out will probably be insectoid, creeping, crawling, filled with self-loathing. It is a disgusting article. And we will expose him for what he is. Because if nothing else, that's what this channel stands to do. To tell the truth. The truth is almost always damaging to people like Frank McAveety. And so let's make him famous for what he is. A failure of a human being. I thank you for watching this. I ask that you like this video, you share this video, and you make sure everybody knows exactly what this bully is like. Here goes. So, senior Labour figure in bullying and misogyny investigation. And here he is, Frank McAveety. He looks exactly what he is, a brute in a suit, a man who shouts to get his way, a very insecure man, I suspect, a man filled with his own self-loathing, a man who knows how useless he is, and yet by shouting he tries to get his own way. But it isn't just the shouting. We're going to show you exactly what he is like. So a former Scottish Labour minister is now the subject of a formal complaint to the party over alleged bullying and misogyny, the Herald can reveal. Frank McAveety, now a senior Glasgow City Councillor, is accused of shouting so hard at one of his female colleagues in his office that he was red and he was shaking. And the woman said she backed out of the room with her hands up, protecting herself, saying, "Stop shouting at me." It is now understood Scottish Labour General Secretary John Paul McHugh has spoken to the woman councillor about the situation. She needs to go to the police because that is a verbal assault on her. That is so bad. And under law, that is actually is assault, and it is something that the police need to get involved with and have a word with him about, and maybe put something on record, because he is awful. Because this is not the worst of it. Councillor McAveety, 61, dropped out of a Westminster candidate selection contest earlier this year amid disquiet about previous sleazy comments he made while at Holyrood. And he really is a sleazy piece of human shit. In 2010, he quit as a committee convener after being overheard saying the girl in the public gallery was very attractive, dark and dusky, obviously fancying her, obviously eyeing her up for a bit of sexual liaison. She was 15. He would have been in his late 50s at that point. What a disgusting piece of filth. A big, fat, arrogant piece of turd in a suit, eyeing up a 15-year-old girl and basically having sexual fantasies about her. The official complaint comes as Labour tries to focus on the Rutherglen and Hamilton West by-election, which is seen as critical to its general election prospects. It needs to disavow people like Frank McAveety and throw him from the party, throw him to the wolves, and make it be seen that this is what happens when you have this kind of behaviour. Make an example of people like this and keep making the example and clean the party up. Get rid of these bullies and sleazebags. Councillor McAveety has been campaigning in the seat on behalf of Labour's candidate, who now probably wants to distance himself from this very weird man altogether. The woman filed a detailed statement about Mr McAveety to Labour's complaints unit this week under the bullying, intimidation or harassment and sexism and misogyny categories. You can guarantee he is definitely a bully and a misogynist when he looks at 15-year-old girls and eyes them up. and then shouts down people like that. Labour said all complaints made to it are fully investigated in line with our rules and procedures and any appropriate action is taken. If she doesn't get joy from that, she goes to the police. And that way, the police have to get involved. Mr McAveety is Labour's business manager on the SNP-run council, overseeing votes and discipline. Well, someone needs to discipline this fat wanker. And he acts as the right-hand man to opposition leader George Redmond. Well, I bet there's a lot of right-hand man with that fella. It's understood that in the complaint, the female councillor reports feeling scared and confused after a meeting with Mr McAveety after last year's council elections. She describes being alone with him and says that she'd asked if he'd heard of him being a misogynist and described the tough love he received during a very poor and bad childhood. That's no excuse. That is no excuse. He's using his poor childhood to bully and intimidate people. Well, it won't wash, and he certainly wouldn't bully and intimidate me. The woman said she tried to avoid Mr McAveety after that. Look at him. Look. Does that have the face of anyone other than an obnoxious bully? No. You can just imagine that face at the corporate trough, scrumping down all the money, everything he can get. He looks the sort, doesn't he? I wouldn't put it past him. And I'm not saying he is, because I'm not opening myself up to prosecution. I'm not saying he's corrupt. But I think he looks like someone who could very easily be a corrupt, troughing pig. Not that I'm saying he is, of course. Got to protect myself. Later, in an incident she regretted, the woman called the policy officer a dick in an email. No, I think you've got it spot on, love. Consider it to be in keeping with their friendly relations outside work. And although she apologised, she said Councillor McAveety used the incident to target her, proving only that he is a complete dick. Well, he's probably not even a complete dick. He's probably only a little tiny dick, isn't he? She said he accused her in a phone call of bringing shame on the party, warned of a complaint to an ethics watchdog and said his threats and shouting became unbearable. She said a second call turned into a full character assassination. Well, that's fine. Let's assassinate this character, this man who likes 15-year-old girls, this man who likes to look at them and imagine what they're like, who finds them attractive, his own words. Let's assassinate his character. Let's eviscerate this piece of filth. In the months that followed, the woman said she was corresponded with Mr McAveety's deputy, Maureen Burke, and felt targeted and singled out. And that's what they do. They constantly chip away. It's a standard bullying ploy, trying to weaken you, trying to reduce your psyche, trying to make you feel worthless. Because the bully is worthless, so he needs you to feel worthless so that he can be better than you. What a typically tiny-cocked individual this man must be. After taking advice from another female politician and emailing her concerns to the business manager's office, there was a lull during which Mr McAveety seemed very pleasant. However, this changed after the Labour group's AGM in May, and it all started again because he can't help himself. Bullies never change. She said she was called to a meeting in Councillor McAveety's office, at which Councillor Burke was also present, where Councillor McAveety demanded to know why she was avoiding him, because he's a bully and a cock. She said he kept shouting at her, why, and then banged both hands on the table. That should be your answer, dick. She said he was red and shaking and later moved towards me, prompting her to back out of the room with her hands out saying, stop shouting at me. She said she then called Scottish Labour's General Secretary and told him everything at a later meeting. Although he tried to help behind the scenes, it did not work, she said. She shouldn't have gone to him. She should have gone straight to the police. And whenever you're in a meeting with her or anything with him, put your phone and record it. Just say you just put the phone there and let him get as angry as he likes. And then show that. Just release it onto don't even go to the party. Just release it onto social media. Let everyone see what a complete dick this man is. She also complained that Mr McAveety demeaned her in front of other Labour councillors, although not by name, but referring to disciplinary procedures involving her at group meetings. She said she'd tried to avoid blowing the whistle at this formal level, but there was a problem in the party with who is friends with who. Of course it is. It's all internecine. It's all clicky. It's all who can you go to. Simple, love. Straight away, the police. McAveety was leader of Glasgow City Council from 97 to 99 and again from 15 to 17, and was the MSP for Glasgow Shettleston from 99 to 2011. His deputy, Councillor Burke, is Labour's general election candidate in Glasgow North East. And last week, Scottish Labour Deputy Jackie Baillie accused the SNP of being the most scandal-struck party in Scottish political history as part of the Rutherglen by-election fight. However, the move has now backfired as allegations then emerged of a poisonous culture in the Labour group running South Lanarkshire Council, which covers the seat. It's all the same. This is why, and I say it many times, I hate all politicians, because they're all the same. But even so, no one deserves that treatment. No one deserves to be bullied at work, especially by an odious, crawling, fat, obnoxious, shit-filled toad like Frank McAveety. I'll stop there and I'll come up. So there we are. We've got it. We've got it out there. Frank McAveety, insect. And will the Scottish Labour Party now deal with this insect, with this crawling thing? Or will they allow the man who finds 15-year-old girls attractive to continue to represent them while he's busy bullying people at work? It's up to you, Labour. It's up to you. You have to sort this out. If you want to be a serious contender to run Scotland, to be the next Scottish government, to be the next, to present Anna Seward as the next First Minister, you have to deal with people like this, and you have to expunge them from the party publicly and denounce them for what they are, and tell people that there is no place in any political party for people like this. I leave the ball in the court of the Labour Party. But let's see what they do. Will they back him? Because if they do, they're effectively saying it's okay for 50-odd-year-old men to find 15-year-old girls attractive. It's not a good look, is it? Thank you very much for watching, and I hope this video has earned a subscription. And if so, please do hit it, especially if you're one of my regular viewers who's yet to subscribe. As for any new viewer watching, do please subscribe, join here. We push the truth all the time. We reveal it. I have no fear, unlike some, because I don't care. I don't care about politics. I don't care about politicians. Certainly don't care about political parties. It's people that matter. And good people like you deserve better. Thank you, and until next time, stay safe, stay well, and remember, Frank McAveety, always record him if you ever meet him. Bye.